Alright, you guys, what's going on? So here it is, guys, the newest addition to my car. It's actually not installed yet. I kind of just wanted to see how it would look and see how it sits. This wing is actually from BMC Extreme Customs. It's kind of funny how I stumbled upon this company. I've never heard of it. I was literally just shopping around, and like I said, I stumbled up on them, and I'm glad I did. I mean, I really like the way it looks. I really like the way these lines match up to those there. I like how it tapers off, and the taper matches to this body line. And then I like how these inner lines match to the roof lines. Let's see if we can get it in the video. Those there. So I like how those two match up to these two. Overall, I'm really impressed. I'm very impressed on the way this wing came. Now, I will say the instructions it came with are very vague and definitely not vehicle specific. So the instructions could have been a lot better. But hey, I guess we'll try to figure it out. I kind of have an idea on how I want to do it. This it sits a little further, or it sits pretty wide out, and I was expecting it to sit further in. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put masking tape around this, align my pedestals, line it up right on both sides, make it even, measure it out. Go ahead and put masking tape all around the edges, try to get it as tight as possible. And then I'm going to lift it off. It has 2 screws on each side, so 2 on the outsides over there and 2 over there on the outsides. Lift the thing off. And then to measure out my screws, I have 2 options right now. Either I put paint on the bottom of my screws and kind of let the screws touch once I put it back in place, using the masking tape as a guide on where I want it exactly, and have the paint transfer over from the screws onto my car, and that'll give me an idea of where I want to drill my hole. So either I do that, or I do templates on the bottom of the pedestals and then kind of use the template and put it in the masking tape, and that's how I'll know where my hole's at. But then again, I don't know, the template would have to be pretty damn perfect. So wish me luck, you guys. This is definitely gonna hurt drilling into my car. Hope I get it right, because if I don't, it's gonna suck. One thing I did not mention is I don't know if, I'm sure you other S550 owners know this, but there is like a crease in the trunk, kind of like a body line. Car's dirty as hell. Right, it's like right there. See that little angle? Flows down and then up, so that the pedestal itself actually has that that same crease. Alright, you guys, I went ahead and wiped it clean just so I have a clean surface to work with. Wanted to do a little before. You can see the crease a lot better now that I cleaned it. It's right there, and it goes all the way down the trunk. So shoot a little quick before, and I'll get an after. I'm sure you guys are very aware on how it looks stock, and then that'll go on. We'll be back. Now keep in mind, I've never ever installed the spoiler ever before. This is definitely my first time ever doing this, and I'm honestly very nervous about having to cut a hole into my trunk here. But let me show you guys what I went ahead and did. So what I did first is I taped off the 2 edges where the pedestals sit, and as you can see, it's a 3-hole. They only got hardware for these 2 holes on each side, so that's 4 holes. And then in here, I figured I could just put some double-sided tape, 3M tape, just to make it a little stickier. So anyway, so we got 4 bolts. What I went ahead and did first was, my first step is and again, this is kind of me just going through it, and hopefully it'll work, you know. So wish me luck, because I'm gonna have to drill a hole through these. But what I'm gonna do is, I taped off the bottom first, so I did a bottom layer on both sides. I set my pedestals down, I aligned it, got it exactly where I want it, and then I went ahead and I traced out with the marker the pedestal as much as I could on both sides, popped off the pedestal. Then I got this 4 pieces of tape, these right here, and I laid it over the hole. I put a screw through it, I lined it on the hole, and then I stuck this onto the little, there's like a little rubber grommet, or like a little fabric grommet here, or seal I should say, and you could see the seal kind of taped off, or kind of got stuck onto the tape itself. So anyways, I put 2 pieces of tape over the holes on each side, put a nail through it, and you could see the hole there, and there. And then I set the pedestal, aligned it, did the same to both sides. Aligned it where I wanted it, and then I made these pieces of tape long enough for me to pull them off and tape them down. As you can see, then I put this tape over it to tape it down, both sides, this side as well. And now I peeled off the spoiler. Hopefully these didn't come off with it, and they didn't. As you can see, they move very little, but I think it'll work, man. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't, right? So now I got my hole. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and fill my hole in. Hold on, let me make sure I'm gonna fill this in. Alright, like I said, you guys, I definitely don't know how to do this. This is definitely my first time trying it, but looking at this, I don't see why it wouldn't work. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna take off these top sheets on both sides, leave the bottom one that now has my hose painted, and I'm gonna measure them on both sides. And if my measurements come up pretty accurate, I mean, geez, I don't see how, or I don't see why it wouldn't work, right? Alright, so these holes need to go a little bigger. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to screw the hole through it, just see if I can make it a little bigger. I know the right way is to get a bigger drill bit and keep going, but it should be okay. Like I said, it's not a lot. Alright, you guys, so definitely not the prettiest thing. I kind of fucked up. But I can fix this. I'll just get some touch-up paint and touch it up, make sure it's not going to rust or anything. I want to put some sealant over this and then put one of these black grommets over it. It's my first spoiler install ever, honestly, so it was kind of learn as I go. As you could see, I needed to use the Dremel. This spoiler is a little more involved than the other ones I've seen. On this one, I had to drill a hole through two layers of metal, and then I had to Dremel one out to be able to get the head in of the screw. But I guess at the end of the day, all that matters is how that looks. I will say the instructions for this absolutely sucked. The instructions honestly is little to none at all. The instructions are very, very universal, very, very how to do it overall. I believe the universal instruction was actually on a Camaro and on a Charger, I want to say. So instructions kind of suck. It kind of leaves you out to dry and figure it out. But I hope I kind of helped you guys. If you guys ever want to do something like this, hopefully me seeing the way I did it will probably help you out a little. There it is, you guys. BMC's Extreme Customs Black Mamba spoiler. I've yet to see this. For as much as I looked online for an install video, I just could not fucking find one. So, yep. Even me not really knowing what I was doing and running it for the first time. That's why my neighbors hate me. At least I think they hate me. Shit, I'd hate me. Oh my god, look at the wing in my rearview mirror. That's sexy. That looks badass. Anyways, so for my first time ever installing a spoiler, you guys, I wouldn't say it was too bad. I could have been a little steadier with the Dremel and done a little bit of work there. But hey, you know what? Like I said, what matters is how it looks on the outside, and the outside looks fucking awesome. Yeah, I have no complaints. The actual fitment itself, and just like I said, the body lines, man. The body lines are fucking awesome. I definitely didn't see those over the picture, and definitely didn't see them matching up the way they did to the car. So no complaints here. Good job, BMC Extreme Customs. But I would just say, man, you need better instructions, because your instructions are horrible. One more quick walk around. You can see the body lines a little better there. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, more things coming. Peace.